Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Eric Cave. I'm the director of NextGen Ministries for the Pacific Northwest Conference, and I'm here with my friend Abby Campbell. She is the new youth pastor at Bethany Covenant Church in Mount Vernon, and I'd like to introduce you to her, and we'll get to know her a little bit today. So, Abby, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your personal and ministry background.
Cool. So I moved here from Reno, Nevada. So experiencing all the rain for some of the newest times, I guess. It's a lot to get used to, but it's been good. Some of my background in ministry, I grew up in the church. My dad's been a pastor since I was born. And so he's done youth ministry, and then he's been a senior pastor for a long time now and still is. And I have three brothers, and a couple of them are worship pastors. So just kind of in our DNA, I guess, to work for the church. Was not expected to work for a church. I was not expected to. I had done camp ministry throughout college, but in college I changed my major a million times. And and so then I ended up after college going into social work. I worked for a nonprofit there, and that type of work was working with teenage girls who had been sexually exploited. And that was something I grew to love and still do to this day. And so that probably was kind of the start of ministry, just in a different context. And it is something that I'm still to this day very passionate about. Mm-hmm. And while I was working, I worked for an organization called Awaken, and that's why I was in Reno. And one of my friends who I went to college with, her dad was on the board here at Bethany. And he heard about me and thought that I would be a great youth pastor for their church. So he randomly reached out to me and said, "Hey, Abby, would you please apply for this job?" And I said no multiple times because I really liked my job in Reno. But then here I am. So I decided to kind of see what it would be like to work for a church, especially since I grew up in it. And I thought that I could take maybe the influence that my job had on me in Reno and apply it to working in a church today, making it a place maybe a little bit more open to people on the margins or youth on the margins, or figure out how those two things connect. So that's a little bit of my background.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that conversation happened and you're here with us now. It's been a lot of fun working with you. Same. So tell us about your ministry and what you're passionate about right now.
Yeah, so my ministry right now, it looks like a very traditional youth model. So we have youth group on Wednesday evenings, and we have confirmation on Wednesday evenings. And then we have youth events and all of the things that you basically expect in a youth model. I would say that right now I'm kind of really excited to envision things differently, maybe for the future for youth, as far as what's going to work best for Bethany, best for the students we have. Are we going to keep youth group on Wednesday evenings? Are we going to, I'm just excited to kind of see what is going to change a little bit. And right now, I think I've gotten a lot of youth asking me to teach lessons on mental health, which I find really fascinating. And so right now I am working alongside a therapist, and she's letting me sit in with her on some group therapy sessions where she teaches people about mental health and where they process that. And so right now I've been doing that every Tuesday and Thursdays, just learning from a therapist about mental health and sitting in on some group therapy sessions to maybe gain some knowledge so I can help youth understand things that they ask me from. So that's kind of a little bit of our ministry now. I'm still just getting to know the kids and their families, and I've been really enjoying that a lot. So,
excellent. Well, how can we be praying for you?
Well, I am newly engaged, got engaged.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Got engaged around Christmas time. And so that's been really good. Our wedding is in May. So
It's coming up.
Months. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's coming up so quickly. So anyways, that's been really stressful. It's been really good, but because just moving here recently and then him just moving here recently and starting this new job and now we're getting married, it's like been a lot. So I think prayers for that would be really great. And then just continued prayers, I would say, for me in my new role, since I don't know much about what it means to be a youth pastor. And yeah, so prayers for all of those things would be really appreciated.
Yeah, you bet. Well, I think you're doing a good job.
Thanks.
And I'll be praying for you, and I hope our viewers will make a point to be praying for you as well, especially
Yeah.
for your upcoming wedding. I'm
Yeah.
so excited for you. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's going to be great. I think it'll probably have a cool impact on your youth group and church ministry too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as is our custom, I have 5 quick fire questions that we are going to throw at Abby so we can get to know her a little bit better. So find out some things we didn't know we need to know
Yeah.
about Abby. So let's go with these. First one that you picked, Abby, is what's one thing you couldn't live without?
So I want to say my dog, Leo. Have a dog. He's a golden retriever. And which is kind of a weird response because he's most likely going to die before I do because he's a
Oh,
dog.
no.
But when you think of it, but I really love dogs. And so I feel like that's one thing that I've not ever had to live without a dog. And I don't really want to live without a dog. So, yeah.
Good answer. Good answer. What would you do for a career if you weren't doing this?
I would probably do what I was doing before.
Mm-hmm.
So in social work, working with sexually exploited women. The only difference is that I would probably like to build an organization of my own or help build one, be on more of the leadership than just a case manager like I was before.
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could do another job for just one day, what would it be?
I would want to work at Crumble.
That's a good answer.
Because they say as an employee, you get to take like all the cookies they don't sell home. So I would love to try that.
There you go.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay me. Just let me take all the cookies home.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your 3 most overused words or phrases?
Often if I'm asked what I'm feeling, I just say I feel some type of way. And I say that way too much because it kind of just gets you out of that question. And then I say cute, I think too much.
Okay.
And I say I'm down, I think too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It's not that you use it too much. It's just, I guess, overused implies.
Overused, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Last question. What is the best book you've ever read?
This one was difficult for me to figure out because I can't pick one, but because I'm like, what genre, what kind of. So I would say like Harry Potter has always been my favorite series.
Okay.
And then for more serious books, I guess, Find Your Way Home by the Women of Magdalene and Searching for Enough by Tyler Staton have been very transformational for me.
Good.
So, yeah.
Well, Abby, thanks for joining us today. It's been a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Erik.